Good afternoon, people. Welcome back to another YouTube video with your boy Mills. Now, today I'm just going to be discussing my current mini cut and how I've gone about it and why I've done it essentially. So, summer is literally around the corner. It is next month, June. The weather's been nice recently, and I just thought, let me get shredded for the summer. And plus, I like looking shredded for the summer, and especially if I am running as well, which I'm not doing at the moment just because I feel like a lot of fatigue is being generated too quickly through my running. So I've pulled on that and I'm just incorporating Stairmaster into my routine instead. But I'll talk about that in a bit shortly. So I'm getting shredded for summer. That's all it is. And I want to look as shredded as possible for summer. And then I'll reverse out, maintain for the summer. And off the back of that, I may go into a bulk, which I've not done since last year. I've just been holding my look for quite a while. I've been in the gym for about 13 years. So I've been lifting weights from A to B within 10, eating well. So I've done enough mileage in the gym to know that I've my stripes in the gym. I can stick it out and maintain my current look, I guess. But yes, I'll just discuss how it's gone. So I'm currently in week 5 of my mini cut. I started at a weight at 83 kg, 83 or 84. One of the two anyways. I'll look back and I'll probably just add it into the video so you can see. If you want to know more about my cut, I've got a little cutting series on my Instagram with Mills, again, same at, in which you can follow. I'll put this below. So yeah, starting point around 84, 83 kilo. Today's weight, so it's 5 weeks into the mini cut, is 78.4. So I've dropped under 5 kg, which is really good. I called it a day with my cut today, to be fair, and I'm really in good shape at the moment, but I'm just feeling really flat. Sessions aren't feeling too good at the moment. But I'm going to ride out for one more week and then I'll probably call it a day with my cut there. Much more body fat left to come off, so calling it a day probably next week. And then that's feel good again. Sessions with find more food, and I'm looking forward to it. But I'll get a better pump, everything. So I'm really excited for more food to come back into my diet, and we'll be making a new split. But yes, I'll just go into how my training is now. I'm training 5 times a week. I've wrote this list out here. So yeah, 5 times a week, and which I'm doing push, pull, legs, rest. On that rest day, I'm still going to the gym, by the way. So where I would usually run, I've pulled that out now. So until I've done this cut, I'll probably go back into it again. But yeah, Stairmaster, 25 minutes, zone 2. I'm doing that twice a week with abs. The abs I'm doing is 4 sets of leg raises, reps, followed by 4 sets of cable crunches, reps each set. But yeah, I'll do my rest day. And then on my actual workout day, I'm doing so push, pull, legs, upper, that's chest and back and hamstrings. And then the other session is delts and arms. So shoulders, triceps. So that split for about 8 months now, 10 months now. And this cut, I'll probably will be changing my split just because I like looking forward to something, new goals in place, that sort of stuff. Probably more body weight stuff I'll be doing, like weight pull-ups, muscle ups, that sort of thing, and set some goals around that really. But yeah, my current training split. What you want to be doing with your training split is finding one that's the most accommodating for you and based on your timeline and your routine. So if you work 12 hours a day and you only have 3 days a week where you have more time available, so do a 3-day split. It doesn't have to be a 5-day split. Stick to something that's more ideal for you and more accommodating for you. So therefore you can gain a consistency of training. Now, you don't want to be jumping the gun and seeing, oh, C-Bum is training 6 times a week, so I'm going to do that as well. It's not going to be ideal for you because you has more time, more availability to be doing that just because his career is solely based around that. Whereas you, working in an office role, sales based, it's quite demanding. Sometimes you're in there, they say you have to be in there, well, your 8-hour shift, it's not an 8-hour shift. Sometimes it's 9 hours, 10 hours, maybe 11 hours just because you want to try and hit more sales on the board. But split that's most accommodating for you. So 3 days is perfectly enough for you in the gym if you train with intent and train till failure. Now, what I mean till failure is you want to be squeezing those last reps hard. Now, that definition of training till failure changes depending on who you're training with. Like, yeah, I think that's my training covered more or less. Sessions, more or less, most of those workouts, the exercises in the are 2 sets each. Top set, and then the second set will literally be, again, they're both still training till failure, by the way. So my first set's my heaviest set, in which before that I would do like 2 feeder sets just to warm up, and then the second set will be a weight drop of like, which I'll try and rep that between 12 and 15 reps. But that's how it is in regards to my training. So nutrition. Now my meals are consistent. I stick with it. I don't have no complaints. I know what the meal split is going to be doing for me to achieve that rate of loss. If I give myself more flexibility, I have more of a chance of going off plan and not being happy with my rate of loss. Now, I've literally been having on my training days, I made a video in regards to my nutrition, what you've seen. I'm eating that every single training day, and then my rest day is slightly different, which I have like meats and fish, just so I can have a bit more variety of nutrients in my body. More fats in my diet for cognitive function. So ideally, in regards to your nutrition, you want to be having about 1 gram per pound of body weight as a baseline. I would have it more, so I'm weighing around. I met a lot of people who say they're 5'10", but they're not. You want to be having a gram of protein per pound of body weight as a baseline. If you want more, then do that. For me, I'm 5'10", so that will come out to about 180 grams, 179 grams protein. But I'll have it I roughly have around 200 grams of protein at least. Definitely more. I just don't know what the accurate numbers are, but I've got it all on the plan anyways, which I can screenshot and show above. I've linked it on my previous video as well. So yeah, how much protein I'm having per day. Carbs, it's like north of 300 for me. And then fats is probably operating around 50 grams, above 40 anyways. You don't want to drop your fats too low. Again, you need for cognitive function, hormonal health, all that. But how I'm going about my routine, how I'm going about my nutrition. You need your carbs in your diet. I don't care what anyone says. Like, carbs fuel performance in the gym, so you need that. It's the most effective macronutrient for that. So if they try and chat shit and say, "Oh, I'm keto," that keto's best, carnivore's best. This works for me, I guess. It might work for other people going keto, going carnivore. What works for me, and this is what I've stuck to my guns for a while, and it's still paying dividends essentially. In regards to my nutrition, really. So I feel like that's covered most of it. In regards to my recovery, so obviously nutrition and recovery tie in together, and essentially you want to be having the correct food going into your body so you can recover well, hitting your macronutrients, hitting your macro goals, all of that, your micro and your macronutrients. About it really. Make sure, another thing I wanted to be talking about is sleep. Sleep is vital, man. You want to be make sure you're sleeping about 8 hours a day as a bare, 7 hours as a bare minimum. I don't know why people try and brag it like it's a fucking badge of honor and say that, I've only had 6 hours sleep, like flex, but okay. Yeah, workout, nutrition, all needs to be dialed in. And if all three of those are dialed in whilst you're in a calorie deficit, you will achieve that rate of loss whilst maintaining as much muscle as possible. Now, everyone has a different start point. It might not be a case of having to do a mini cut. It might have to be a bit longer of a deficit, a bit longer of a cutting phase, in which might be stretched out for weeks, 20 weeks, whatever it may be. But go harsh straight away. One thing I did miss out, forgot to say actually. Now, at the start of my weight loss journey, my calories were 2,700 actually on a training day and 2,500 on a rest day. I still dropped weight within the first couple of weeks. With this being said, the rate of loss started slowing down. Because it started slowing down, I just dropped it further to 2,500 and 2,200 on a rest day. So 2,500 on a training day, 2,200 on a rest day. And it is literally flying off quick. I feel good still. I don't feel too bad at all. Cravings are higher, I'm not going to lie. Like, scale of 10, 1 to 10 is probably about 8 out of 10. But 1 week I'd say of this cutting phase and we're done. We're maintaining. We're having a bit more of a social life this summer. Probably be going out once a week with food or just meeting some friends. The fact that I have an off meal, there'll be some weeks where I'll probably be twice a week and I'll still be able to maintain relatively good shape, good condition. But a sense where I still want to hold a good look. I don't want it to be drifting off any more than 80 kg. So get to about 78 kg maybe. Look as best as possible and then reverse out for the whole summer. And then not letting my weight get any higher than 80 kilos. But yeah, I feel like that's covered more or less everything in regards to my cutting journey. So yeah, I just want to make it a 6-week mini cut really. I think that covers everything. I think sleep, nutrition, training. That is pretty much all covered in the aspects of my weight loss journey. But yeah, pretty much my training, my nutrition, and my start point, my end point. What I'll do is I'll attach a picture or image of what my start point looks like and what my current point looks like. But should have made this video probably next week instead, just so you can see the. Yeah guys, and that's the video for today really. I hope that's covered a lot of things. If there's any other questions that you would like me to answer, drop it in the comments or DM me on Instagram at Lift with Mills. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe. If you're a current subscriber, still like and comment. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll update you guys more on my Instagram in regards to my cutting journey. But there's one more week left of it, and then summer is here.